I have been doing home improvement sales as a salesperson, a sales manager, and a trainer for 35 years and have been in over 16,000 homes. Here are 4 belief systems that I've noticed salespeople have that keep them poor in this business, or keep them in what I call the sucker trap. They make $60,000 or $80,000 a year, which is barely enough to keep them going, but in my mind, nowhere justifies the hard work and hours and BS that could come with a job like this. It's like you're in quicksand up to your waist and stop sinking. You're not going to die, but you're still stuck. If you're in this business, you deserve 6 figures a year minimum, period. Please listen to all 4 beliefs to make sure you haven't accidentally fallen into one of these mindsets that may be keeping you from getting everything you want and deserve. Now, if you like these type of videos, please subscribe to help me. And if you want more free training in home improvement sales, check out the link in the description below. The first belief that keeps you poor is that luck has something to do with this. That's why I always say to salespeople, I would wish you luck, but luck has nothing to do with this. It's based on your skill set. Yes, we run into people who are not lucid, think 2 + 2 is 3, or that they can buy a new car for $500, etc. But what happens to you happens to everyone else. That's why there's luck in poker, but why do the same people win the world championships over and over again? It's not what happens to you, but what you do with it. That means when you do get the good shot that you sell it and are able to convert more of the so-called bad leads than other people. People who do this type of sales can be superstitious. I was one of them. I had my lucky tie, my daily pre-call routine ritual that I thought gave me luck. What it really is that if you believe it, it becomes true. I hear salespeople say things like, I don't want to jinx my winning streak. A lot of times it's because when you're new, your self-esteem is lower and you don't give yourself enough credit for your wins. You don't realize that what's making you sell is the same thing that keeps other people from selling, themselves. If anything, luck is when preparedness meets opportunity. Translation, you run a lead. That leads to the second belief, or non-belief, depending on how you look at it. You don't take 100% responsibility for your results and therefore your life. The reason your paycheck sucks is because you suck. Not as a person, father, sister, or as a friend, but you suck as a salesperson. There's no other reason you're not successful. Until you stop blaming the leads, your manager, your prices, and life in general, you won't take responsibility for results and therefore you won't do anything to change it. Why would you change if it's not your fault? Also, your attitude will be poor because you'll feel like a victim and not in control of your life. People are positive to the extent they feel that they're in control of their results in life. No control equals poor attitude. Total control equals great attitude. You need to take responsibility, and when you do, you'll finally grab the steering wheel and go where you want, versus hands off the wheel and an accident is a given. The third belief is that you don't believe in self-improvement. This will happen if you don't take responsibility. The reason you don't make enough is that you aren't good enough yet. So if you're not making money because you aren't good enough, the only way for you to get better is to work harder on yourself than on the job. The job will never get easier. The leads won't get better, and the customers won't get easier. If anything, they're getting harder to sell. The only controllable thing to do is for you to get better. Stop saying it's just a numbers game. Just run more leads and it will all work out. That's like saying, we lose money on every sale, but we'll make it up in the volume. If you sell 1 out of 10, that's a number that will make you poor. If you sell 5 out of 10, you're doing better. And if you sell 5 out of 10, why don't you want to sell 7 out of 10? That's the only number that makes sense. Running more leads won't mean anything unless you somehow think that then the bad leads will go away and the good ones will appear. That's crazy. To me, if you motivate an idiot, all you have is a motivated idiot. Sorry, but you can tell I'm passionate about this. This is a wonderful job if you do it right, but if you don't, it's the worst job in the world. Long hours, driving, and no money. And I get frustrated when I see people not taking advantage of one of the best jobs around because they don't understand the rules. Or they do understand, but their ego insists on doing it their way. If you want to know how that's working out, look at your paycheck. There's only 2 ways to get better, through experience, i.e. trial and error, or from learning from someone else who already paid the dues for you. Learning by trial and error doing commission sales takes too long. Every day you're in the car and you should be listening to podcasts, reading, or doing something to make yourself better. I don't care how long you've been doing this. You are never there. To stop learning is like saying you don't want to make more money than you are right now. There's another thing about knowledge, which is like there's a hole in the back of your brain where the knowledge you have is constantly leaking out. How many times have you heard something where you said, "Oh, I forgot all about that," or "I used to do that, but I stopped"? You have to always learn more to get better and replenish the knowledge that's leaking out. Now, the fourth belief that will keep you poor is that there's always tomorrow. You have no sense of urgency. Remember that today is yesterday's tomorrow. I always see people planning to get better and do the things they need, but they delay in getting started. Usually they wait until they hit the wall and life becomes so bad that they can't pay rent or mortgage and they become desperate. That's a difficult hole to dig yourself out of. One reason for this is they don't understand how to use and have clear-cut goals. Something that keeps them motivated over the long run. People are motivated by two things, fear and desire. And if you don't use goals to motivate you by desire, then you default into being motivated by fear. What that means is that until you get scared and desperate enough, you won't do anything. It is also a reason people aren't consistent, because if they're motivated by fear, then they kick it into gear. Then when they make some money, the fear dissipates and they slack off again. Then they don't do anything until they start to lose again, and it's a vicious cycle. Up and down, up and down. Using goals and being motivated by desire is more consistent. This is a job where you have to be motivated consistently over the long run. It's like playing a professional basketball game every single day and having that intensity for years. Fear won't do that, but goals will. Another reason you don't understand urgency is that it doesn't mean what's happening right now, but over the long run of your career doing home improvement sales. To me, there's an urgency to succeed even if I have money because it allows me to compress time and have more of it to enjoy life. In every company, there are people who make 2 or 3 times as much as other salespeople. That is a lot of time. For example, if someone makes $150,000 a year and you make $75,000 a year, then they're making money at twice the rate as you. That means they could work 1 year, then take the whole next year off and make the same amount of money you had to work 2 full years to make. Internalize that. They work 1 year and can take another off. You work 2 full years. Both make the same amount of money. Now, if that doesn't motivate and create urgency for you, I don't know what would. I hope some of this helps you make more money. And if you want more, check out my video on failure is good or the playlist on home improvement closing techniques listed above. Happy selling!